A good Thursday afternoon, y'all. It's time to cook dinner. On the menu this evening is another quick, delicious meal. Over here in this pan, I am sauteing 1 pound of sliced white mushrooms. 1 pound, and I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of garlic powder on them and 1 teaspoon of the complete seasoning. And I am going to put the mushrooms over the chicken, run it through the oven for about 15-20 minutes because this chicken is already done. This is the Mosquite pre-cooked chicken breast meat, and all you have to do with it basically is to heat it through, and so the flavors of the mushroom will go through it. So we're going to have the sauteed mushrooms, the chicken, and we're just going to saute some broccoli and a green salad if anybody cares for one. So this is going to be a very light, quick, and easy meal again because it's hot. The weather has been in excess of 100 degrees again today. Got in my car earlier today. It was already 97 earlier. So as the day went on, the temperature continued to rise. So we've had some hot weather here. So for those of you who have to be out there, please be careful. Please, and if you don't have to be out there, stay inside the air conditioning and don't get out there because that heat is very, very dangerous, especially if you got any kind of illness going on. Just take care of yourself. And we have to do that, in these areas where people are living where the weather is unusually hot and they're not used to it. We pray that they stay healthy and stay inside and out of harm's way. So this meal is going to take a good 30 minutes, 35 minutes. So we're going to let those mushrooms continue to saute. And it takes about approximately 15 minutes for them to saute. And I'll let you know the last ingredients I'm going to put in there is going to be a little bit of wine. Any kind of wine that you got sitting around in the fridge will do. And that will go in when they're almost ready. So hold on a minute and I'll be right back. Okay, this is a German Riesling wine by Barefoot out of California. So we're just going to put just a dab in there, probably a couple tablespoons full, just to lift a little bit of flavor out of those mushrooms. Is basically what you do when you add wine to your cooking, because the alcohol part, the heat will cook the alcohol off. It's just that flavor that you want in there. So we're going to let those simmer a little bit, and then we'll be ready to put them right on top of the chicken, run it through the oven, and we'll have a meal in a minute. Okay, I believe the mushrooms are ready. We're going to just put them over here into this little chafing dish here. And we're going to get ready to put some oil in the pan. Go ahead and saute those broccoli florets. Like I said, we're going to do it. Trying to back off the carbs. So we're doing low to no carbs and protein. So our protein, of course, is the chicken. And we got some good veggies. Okay, got those mushrooms all sauteed into the pan. I'm going to slide them out of the way there for a minute. And we're going to get our broccoli going here. So I've got about maybe 1.5 pounds of broccoli florets that I've cut. So put them right there in that same pan and let them begin to saute. And it's going to take 10-15 minutes on this broccoli. And we'll have us some nice sauteed seasoned broccoli. And I added some more butter to the pan. And we're just going to let them sit there and cook until they get tender. Not soft, but tender. Okay. Add 1 more tablespoon of butter there to the center of it. And then, of course, I'm going to sprinkle them with my seasoning. Same seasoning that we used on the mushrooms. Same identical seasoning. And we're going to distribute that butter throughout the pan like so. Okay. A little bit of complete seasoning. Okay. And just make sure that everything is coated with the butter and with the seasoning. got that heat on high right now, so it'll go ahead and be like a stir-fried broccoli or sauteed broccoli. Okay. You just sort of let them sit there and just do their own thing now that you got them all coated. And in a few minutes you can turn that heat down a little bit more so it doesn't start to scorch. So we'll be right back. Okay, I've got that chicken arranged on top of the mushrooms, and as soon as that broccoli gets done, I'm going to make just a little bit of broth to sort of pour over there. And in the meanwhile, though, I'm going to cover this because the mushrooms are hot. I've heated the chicken. I just ran the chicken through the microwave and heated it up because it was frozen. So what I'm going to do now is just cover it and let it sit there a few minutes. And I'm going to turn my burner on to warm, and that way it'll stay nice and warm and continue to heat through. And then I'll take the broccoli out of the pan and make a little bit of sauce to pour over that. So we're still making this dinner, and like I said, I believe this is going to be one of these 30-minute deals, okay? Okay, that broccoli is continuing to cook, and as it's cooking, we can have just a little bit of a conversation here. A little bit more oil will last that, get rid of that container. But that broccoli is just going to sit there and cook for about a good 10 to 15 minutes, only to let it get nice and tender and have the opportunity to cook all of that butter and those seasons all the way through it. And it's going to be really, really nice because it's going to be nice and crisp. I like my broccoli kind of crisp. Every once in a while, a few pieces may get kind of soft, but for the most part, we want that broccoli nice and crisp so it maintains the flavor. And just before it gets done, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning. Lemon pepper seasoning on broccoli is just wonderful. So we're just going to let that sit there and cook. And I believe to expedite things, I'm going to go ahead and put me a lid over it and let it steam for 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes now. See if I can find a lid big enough. It might be a little bit small. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that lid on like so and let that just cook there just enough to get it steamed up real good. And it might secrete a little bit of juice out of there. And we'll just leave it and mix it, and it'll serve to marinate that broccoli. So we're just going to let it sit there and steep for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we'll take it and put it in a serving dish. And this meal will really be ready because I'm not going to do rice. I'm not going to do any potatoes or anything like that. It's going to be the chicken and mushrooms and the broccoli. And if anybody wants a green salad, we're going to go strictly protein and low carb tonight. So hang in there with me. This meal is almost ready. Okay, I've lightly sprinkled this broccoli with a little bit of lemon pepper, about a teaspoon, and I've let it steam to that point. So it's just about ready to come out of the pan. It did not make a lot of juice, and that's perfect because I don't want a lot of juice in it. I just want it steamed to the point where it's nice and tender, and I think it's just about there. I'm just going to lower the heat on it. I'm going to let it continue to sit there and just stay on that burner for maybe about 3 or 4 minutes longer to make sure it is nice and tender before I turn the heat from under it. So we're just going to let it cook just 2 or 3 minutes longer. Okay, y'all, there it is. The broccoli is ready. It's sauteed. It's out of the pan, and it's ready to be served. And one of the things that I did, I told you that I put that lemon pepper seasoning, but the other thing that I did, I took a piece of raw broccoli, and if you put that you see the little sprinkles on there, I garnished the sauteed broccoli with a little bit of raw broccoli. I just took my cooking scissors and just snipped little pieces of it over there, just as a garnish. So the meal is ready. I'm just going to do one more thing. I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid to go over that chicken so it stays nice and moist. So hold on while I do that. And all I'm going to do is the same skillet that I sauteed the mushrooms and the broccoli in. I'm just going to take and put about a fourth of a cup of water in there and a little bit of butter. And I'm going to, I think there's enough seasoning probably in that pan to do what I want to do with it. Not real sure, but I'm going to find out here in a second because I'm going to taste of it. So I've got my pan over there, and I've got that little, about a fourth of a cup of water that I poured in there. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to it, and then I'll mix it together, and that's what we're going to pour over our chicken just to make sure it's really, really moist. Okay, about a tablespoon of butter is all we need. You can ramp the heat up on that just to get it going. And all it is just some butter, a little bit of water, and with the drippings in the bottom of that pan mixed together is all you got going on. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic powder. I don't need it really salty, so I don't need to put salt in it. This will be sort of like a garlic butter to go over it, but with a little bit of water in it. And just a touch of complete seasoning. Just a little bit. I'm going to bring that to a boil and reduce it because I don't need a lot of it. And of course, you're going to taste of it to make sure it's okay. Perfect. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of black pepper. About an eighth of a teaspoon of black pepper. And this is just something to pull a little bit more flavor out of that chicken. Just make sure that chicken is nice and moist. There it is. All I need. That's all I need right there. Right there. Yum yum. Let's switch sides here. Switch that out. Get the chicken back in frame for you. Okay, got the chicken back where you can see it. And again, you only need just a little bit to drizzle. Just a little bit. I might have reduced it a little bit too much, but all you have to do is just go back in there. There we go. And all we're doing is trying to put a little bit of liquid in there, a little bit of moisture rather, on that chicken. And I'm going to say that was probably a fourth of a cup altogether. And then just put the top back on it. And you can turn that heat on to low. And this meal is done. Okay. That's it, y'all. We're all done. We got a meal. You remember it's just a meal in minutes. I mean, just literally a meal in minutes. We didn't have to stay in this hot kitchen long. Matter of fact, I was going to turn the oven on. Let's get back over here, front and center, y'all. Didn't even have to turn the oven on. So there it is, y'all. Dinner is served. Sauteed broccoli with a raw broccoli garnish. There is sauteed mushrooms with just pan-heated mesquite chicken breast on top of those mushrooms and a little bit of moisture to make sure it stays nice and moist until we get ready to eat it. So, no rice, no potatoes. This is going to be a high-protein, low-carb meal. So, there it is, y'all. Dinner is served. Thank y'all for tuning in with me. Hope this is a meal that you'll prepare for your family and sit back, relax, and enjoy. And listen, whatever you're going through today, keep those prayers going up so the blessings will continue to come down. If it's a personal matter, a health issue, the weather, whatever, just keep those prayers going up. So thank y'all for tuning in with me. And until I cook again, I love you guys. Toodaloo.